What does it mean to be a new Negro? In this passage, he states, the new Negro is vibrant with the new psychology. The new spirit is awake in the masses and combined with the many. I feel like this basically means that the new black man is smart. He's going to work in the corporations now. He's not being held back by the white man. The new spirit is awake in the masses. That means it's a known fact that black people are uprising. We're starting to evolve more. We're getting in our books. We're learning about our money. We're doing things like that. What did I learn in general from this? Well, in this, he says that the old Negro himself contributed his share through a sort of protective social mimicry forced upon him by adverse circumstances of dependence. From what that I gather basically is that the old Negro was forced into the actions, basically all of the marches and the riots and things like that. The old Negro was forced into that. They thought of the old Negro as someone to just be held down or kept in his place, not as an actual human being. As far as the 21st century, my perspective of what it would be to be a new Negro, I said, well, my first supporting thing was recall. And in this, he says, recall how suddenly the new Negro spirituals reveal themselves, supported for generations under the pause. When it comes to the 21st generation new Negro, I feel like one thing that we can draw from this as compared to the new Negro that Locke spoke of was that how black people are now, we're more open. Our fashion has derived more into other cultures because they're copying us. As far as music, we came out with a lot of music and things like that in the business industry and things like that. In the new Negro, Locke states, recall how suddenly the Negro spirituals revealed themselves, suppressed for generations under the stereotypes of Westland music, secretive until the courage of being natural, then blended, then behold folk music. So folk music was inspired by Negro spirituals. So another thing I think that we can take from this is the new Negro is more self-taught, more learning. We're going to school more. We're uprising when it comes to things like that. The support for that would be, he says, by shedding the old crystals of the Negro problem, we are achieving something like a spiritual emancipation, basically meaning that we're uplifting each other and black people all over the world are winning.
Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about The New Negro by Alan Locke. And The New Negro by Alan Locke is actually a collection of essays that talks about black people, like from the old Negro, and compares it kind of to the new Negro by basically saying like how the old Negro it's basically a myth. Like it's been so like stereotyped and abused all throughout like history, through human history, that we basically don't know what it is anymore. It's like a myth. And how the new Negro is basically the opposite of that. Like the new Negro is a conscious, woke individual striving to excel and be excellent. Like they want to know, they wish to know what they are and who they are, and even like about their faults and their shortcomings. And he talks about Harlem and how the Harlem Renaissance was such an important event for black people because we had never seen this before. Like black people from every different type of social class had come together in one, like poets, musicians, artists, and people from Africa, the West Indies, like all type of African Americans. No matter where, they came together in Harlem, and it was such a beautiful thing.